here we are. Let me
Oh, the music.
Cue that music.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're professionals.
We do this all the time.
All the time. Legend. Oh, man. It's Friday, gentlemen. And
it's Friday.
I was, and I mean, we know this, but we got a whole slate of new releases, like dropping basically every other 6-hour increment for the next few weeks on the spring side, you know?
What's causing that? Why?
Well, Spring
all the
Framework 7
releases?
came out yesterday. And that's the beginning of the release train, right? So this is, we'll see Spring Framework and then Spring Data, there's a release train order, but all the projects that have Spring Framework as an immediate dependency you'll see them popping up basically every day, sometimes twice a day, for the next several days and weeks. And then next Friday, the 20th, is that Thursday, the 20th,
Yep.
It'll be Spring Boot 4. And then once we have Spring Boot 4, we can then focus on the sort of so-called post-boot projects like Spring Cloud and Spring Modulus and eventually Spring AI.
That's great.
But preceding all that, today's release,
2 days ago. Yeah.
Oh my God, time is flying.
It's been out for a whole 2 days.
I know.
It's already
We're
warm.
late to the party.
I'm so tired. By the way, this is not This is not certified to work with Spring Boot 4. This is just a new release on the Spring Boot 3.5x line, so that's cool.
Yeah. In the docs, it says like current. They're both current.
Yeah.
1.0, 1.0.3, and 1.1. They're both current. So they're both.
What's the support
supported.
lifetime then? Is that for both or what?
We can see that. That's easy to find. Because every project has its little support window. And yeah, I can.
Who's driving their screen?
I can show it.
Oh, me.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Watch this. I can do it as
Well,
well.
James could. You want to just? Oh, whatever. Who cares?
There it is.
There it is.
So here we can see the support line for 1.0. It's going to be end of support in June of 2026.
That's not now, but that's not far either.
Yeah, but we have time to adjust. If we went to production with 1.0, we have some time, right? And it's a nice long window. And yeah, 1.1 is right behind. Now it looks like they end support at the same time. Now, here's the cool thing. 1.1 is the last minor of the 1.0 major release.
Yeah.
So what that means is 1.1, which is now 2 days old, gets 6 years of support.
Enterprise support.
Yeah. LTS support. So if you go, even though the OSS support is done, next June, if you went to production today, like you have support for that for 6 years. That's
Now,
nice.
That's great.
It's AI. I wouldn't stick on the same thing for more than a month anyway.
That would be a shame.
Yeah, things are moving way too quick. But if you are for whatever reason, completely satisfied with your offering as it stands with today's technology, or worse, the ancient technology from 2 days ago, then have at it. You've got plenty of time to linger.
That's nice. Like it's there. They're both released. You use either one. Go to production safely.
Yeah. Enjoy your time.
So Josh and I are doing this workshop on Monday at the AI by the Bay conference where we Spring AI and Babel. And I was yesterday I was like, because the workshop uses Spring Initializer, I need to make sure that the workshop actually works with 1.1 because now, as of like today, Spring Initializer now has Spring AI 1.1 in it. Hooray!
Oh,
But I went through this pretty complex workshop. We cover a lot of stuff, in the workshop. And I had to make 0 changes to get it all working. Isn't that amazing?
That's nice.
That's nice. It makes me happy every time I see that, but it doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Like it always brings me joy, but it does not surprise me. The Spring team, we work extraordinarily hard to ensure that smooth migration. By the by, ask any AI which modern language ecosystem has the best backwards compatibility. It's not even close. Java. It's not even close. We are second to none.
Love it.
That's fantastic. So did you guys read the release notes?
Oh, once or twice. It's like Christmas in July. It's of course.
That we
So
get
much
this.
good stuff.
So much good stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of contributions.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So Spring AI 1.1. Remember, 1.0 just came out May 20th. So it's
In
actually
May.
kind of cool that we got, another big release.
And not trivial.
6 months.
Not
No,
trivial
non-trivial.
changes.
Huge, right?
850 total improvements.
God.
It's a lot.
Did we say
6
like
months.
there's got to be a number of contributors because that's got to be in the hundreds, right?
Oh, yeah. I
For
mean, they
just
have a
Spring AI
list down there. You
here.
can see if you
Yeah.
scroll down.
Yeah. This is the.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Look at that.
I submitted some
Look at
stuff. It wasn't much, but I did.
Let's go find the J's. Yeah, we got Josh Long in there. We got
Hey,
James. Wood
hi,
in there.
hi.
Look at I see
Hey,
another name.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
But that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's the power of open source.
Yeah.
it's
Right?
good.
The
Wonderful
community coming
ecosystem.
together. And I think it also says something about like maybe we're on the right track. I've been watching James' comments, and kind of the almost the bet or the challenge that Java, Spring AI, this is the right place to be for 2026. This is where you're going to see a lot of the exciting new work. If you want a job,
Oh,
this is probably the right way to go. And I always point across the street. I have one of my neighbors is a data scientist and doing the Python things for a long time. And I just think I see the shift. Like I literally see the
Yeah.
shift in what people are doing and their path forward. Where a lot of people, they saw how much data scientists were making and they're like, oh, maybe I should be doing Python. But now it's all better. Thank
Yeah.
you, Spring AI. For me,
Well,
anyways.
and Java continues to be one of the top like paying job areas in general. But
In
then
general,
you add
overall.
AI into that,
Oh.
and now it's like, what a great place to be right now.
And that's by the by. So if you are, I think actually, I don't even know if that's true, but if you're doing AI on the JVM, you're slightly more of a unicorn than somebody doing AI in the Python community. Java in general is already pretty highly paid. It's not I think per capita, it's one of the highest paid professions still.
Yeah.
And then
Scala
now
is
you-
up there with like Haskell. It's like,
right, it's either, which is weird because Haskell is very niche.
so
And
if
Java
you can
is
find a job in Haskell or Scala, great, you're stoked. But
right there.
but,
That's the
yeah.
only place better.
plentiful jobs that pay really well in the Java ecosystem.
Right, but like Java is still, it's a very widely deployed thing, and yet people get paid well, which is surprising because it's not a niche thing. And yet, if you can do AI, you'll be like a double unicorn. You'll have
Yeah.
like two. What's that? What did it say? Big beginnings. What? No, big ups. You'll have two things that
Bigly.
like.
I think
Yeah,
the
whatever.
president says bigly.
Okay.
Huge.
So you'll have two things that amplify your value, and then eventually, when the world regains its senses and we've all converged on Java as the default go-to technology for AI, then you'll still be doing AI, which is also, like I said, an amplifier. You'll still be making more than the average Java programmer. This is all. There's no contract here. I'm not guaranteeing any of this. It's just my thinking out loud. Okay.
Can I safely say that
it-
now's the time to get into AI if you're in Java, and like you should be sharpening that sword.
That's right.
Like do these tools. It's
Do
that
it
easy to get
now.
into.
Learn
We've all been beating
Get
that
ahead.
same drum, the three of us, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no
And-
better place to do this.
It hasn't left the build. Like the AI, like movement, it's still just getting started. Like it's not too late to get on, and we've got this great little tool here. That
So Rod Johnson had a blog
Yep.
series on that it's been going on about comparing in Babel to the Python agentic framework
Governance.
stuff.
And they're brutal,
He's
by
like-
the way.
Oh my God, the like
He doesn't hold
string-
back.
the way that things are tied together in
Oh.
Python with strings, you're just like,
Yeah.
come on, people.
It was-
But so Rod's position on all this is like if you do AI in Java, it's not like you're picking an inferior technology. You're picking
No.
a technology that is actually at this point more mature and better. And I've
And
in the
cleaner.
MCP world, I've used MCP in Python and TypeScript, and the MCP support in Java is so much better than all
Yeah.
those other languages at this
'Cause
point.
we have a
So
type
you're
system.
not like having to be like, oh, I got to use Java and it's probably going to suck. It's like the world of AI in Java is really good right now.
Yeah, it's I brought Rod's. Okay, I like Rod's content. He's on Substack or Medium, one of those two. I think it's Medium. and he's got this incredible series of blogs. They're good for two reasons. One, you can learn about Babel, which is a worthy thing to do, and James and I think Deshaun and I have done content on this very channel about that very topic before. But and that's worth doing in of itself. But also just to watch like a master craftsman, sit there and pick apart code from other projects and go, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Like I know what I'm doing, and I would not do this, and here's why. And then watch him like explain these things. It's just so you can't pay. You couldn't pay. I mean, you couldn't actually. That's true. You probably couldn't pay Rod Johnson to sit there and like if he wanted to do it, he would do it. But the point is, you don't get a chance to sit with people like that very often and have them teach you.
Yeah.
But,
And for anybody that hasn't watched Rod's talk, his keynote at DevOps, such a good talk along this theme. And it's only like 20 minutes or 15 minutes or something. But he goes into, the pitch on like why the JVM is the best place to be doing AI right now.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. It's more energy efficient. It's faster. The technology to run inference engines is already here. We can do it efficiently right now today, but it's going to get even better with the arrival of things like Project Valhalla, etc. And then, of course, the ecosystem. One of the things that we see is that there's that MIT thing, that study from some couple months ago, where it's like, what was it, 95% or whatever?
Projects fail.
Right.
Failed.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
Just going
95%
through.
of AI projects fail, but Rod posits that that's because they're building in Python. They have to abandon all this sort of institutional knowledge that's built into the code that these organizations have built to try and then rebuild that in Python. Of course, that's going to fail. Why do that? Why not just build upon that same JVM and Spring-based foundation and enhance it with AI integrations? Seems a good idea to me.
Yeah, and I think what most of these AI systems are is integration systems, right? You've got your LLM you're integrating with, you've got your business logic and business data and security and compliance and all those things that you have to integrate with, and do it in the ecosystem that you're already in.
Yep,
Makes so much
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, exactly. So now here we are. Hey.
Hi.
Well, look at
Love
that.
to talk at
Nice
AuraDev last week. We've actually been using Spring AI in production for a few months now, and it's great.
Oh,
Wow. See, he liked our talk so much that he went back and he built a time machine, went back in time, and then deployed Spring AI in production. That's how good that talk that James and I.
Well, to be clear, for the people that don't
Thank
know,
you,
like
Ken.
the snapshot has been available for a long time. And we did have customers using snapshots in production.
Oh yeah.
Like this is no, I don't think that's a secret.
So should we show some code, or do you want to go through some of the
Let's go through the release notes here quickly, just so we can say we did. It wouldn't be much of a release note review if we didn't do just that.
Point. Yeah.
This is why people have YouTube, so we can read for them. Right?
Lots of contributions from a lot of people.
Yep.
Lots of good
documentation is improved. There's some security improvements. MCP.
There's a lot of good stuff in MCP. Yeah, the streamable HTTP is a big one.
What is that? Can we talk about that for a second now, or do you want to get into it later?
Let's show it. Yeah, let's show it later.
Okay. Moving on. More specialized starters, both client and server. Okay. That's still just MCP stuff. Sorry. Skip on. Let's move past MCP.
Prompt caching, which I haven't tried yet, but this seems great. It's like, let's reduce our tokens
on Bedrock, no less. James works
Cloud and Bedrock.
Oz.
So that's good.
He works for Oz, which is AWS, and they have Bedrock, and it's awesome. Oz.
Awesome.
So I haven't tried it. How is that implemented? Do we have to just add at caching? What does it look like?
Let's see.
Have you tried it?
Let's look at it.
Let's look at it.
Okay. Prompt caching.
Look how good this is. This blog was released before.
Who's Sobi?
He's one of the amazing people on the Spring AI team. He just does.
I can't wait till you meet him. He is so fantastic.
Good. Okay, so fixed. Wait. Key differences from the Anthropic directivity.
5-minute cache TTL.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. Oh, this is showing just like that's how we do it with Bedrock. Sweet.
Whoa.
Bedrock cache options. We set that, and then when we do our chat client, we just throw our cache options into the chat client,
So not supported on Nova. That's interesting to know for our demo there, James. Can we?
Yeah, that's good.
I think I can guess what this is, but let's just. Is there any explanation as to what?
Because you can choose what you want to cache. Do you want to cache tools or system and tools? And so it looks like on Nova, you can't do tools only. You can just do system only. So system prompt caching.
Can you scroll up? What is
But on the Claude models on Bedrock,
Oh yeah.
you can use systems and tools. So that's cool.
Can you scroll up? What is this feature?
So prompt caching, what it does is it just like when you send an LLM request to up to your model provider, it like looks at it and says like, oh, I've seen this before. Let me just return the cache response. So it's like instead of just doing this client side, it's on the LLM, and then I'm sure they do some sophisticated things that are more advanced than what I would do if I was implementing my own client side cache. So.
Yeah, there's been other implementations out there. I know there was a Redis implementation that was caching the prompts. Oh, yeah, I've seen something like this before. Let me go ahead and get that response back.
Right.
And you've probably seen it too, like when you're in the little chat bot and like, hey, does this answer your question? Like they're giving you those responses back that sometimes they're matched, but sometimes they don't. But yeah, you've probably seen that as well.
Was that
now having it in the models?
Was that the thing? So that was the thing where Redis was using like a vector to fuzzy cache. You could cache something roughly.
Semantic caching for your prompts.
That is so cool. Yeah. Okay, I remember that. And that was on the client side. That's in the before you've even sent it to the model.
Yes.
So there's different ways to
we've been hearing it. This and some of it's rightly so. We saw some of the blog posts about I $47,000 bill because of my agents doing the things. There's a concern, and it's a valid concern, but I think most of the community hasn't hit that stride yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good to pay attention because we thought the same thing many times. Like, disk is cheap, it'll be fine.
Also, the system. Okay, that's a good point. So the system prompt is a great thing to be cached, of course, because that gets retransmitted. But why would you not pre-compute that? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's huge, actually, because for a lot of things, it's like my system prompt is this multi-page, treatise on what you must and must not do, and then the user prompt is just a quick question or whatever.
First question: is prompt caching only for Anthropic or also other vendors like Google and OpenAI? Well, in 1.1
and Bedrock.
Anthropic and Bedrock.
Yeah. So two right now.
So there's your performance impact. Is let's see. Anthropic reports latency reductions up to 85% for long prompts. 100,000 token book example showed response time dropping from 11.5 seconds to 2.4 seconds with caching enabled. So
that's not nothing. That's almost all of it. I mean, that's a huge decrease. Oh wow. Oh
yeah, and if you have a lot of tools, I'm sure because I guess not on the Nova models, but on the Claude models, you could cache the tools so that they go into the system prompt as well.
Oh wait, so that's a good point. I can deploy Claude, which is Anthropic, from Bedrock, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So I can just use Bedrock the entire way from the starter perspective.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't really like connect with me until a couple of weeks ago. That like when you said Bedrock, I always thought just like the Bedrock models, but there's a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And
OpenAI.
You got the open Chat GPT, what's it called? GPT OSS model on Bedrock. You got the Quinn models, the JetBrains models.
What?
Yeah.
What is it? I don't even know what that is. Like we got to try it. We got to build an app on that someday.
Yeah.
This is good.
Okay. So let's see.
So all sorts of stuff on prompt caching.
And it looks like it's pretty easy to take out for a spin.
Very, very simple. Okay. I'll take it. I'm a fan.
So prompt caching, great.
Huge.
Reasoning and thinking mode support. So, some of the models do their like thinking, reasoning stuff, and so now you get access to the thinking responses, the thinking parts of the response
as a separate. So it's not embedded as like XML fragment in the responses, but
it's probably going to depend on the model, but yeah.
Like, because I don't want to have to. I don't like it when they put it in the response proper. Because my first inclination is to send that right back to the user, but now I have to pre-process it and get rid of the the contents inside of the HTML tag, whatever XML tag.
XML, yeah.
It'd be nice if they like parsed that and then kept it off to the side, but whatever. It's
Well, that's what they're doing now on
Yeah.
at least some of the models.
So is it? I wonder if it's still included in the body of the main response, or if. But I
I
mean,
don't
even
think
if
so. Yeah, I think it gets pulled out into its own separate
little
content.
attribute. Okay,
Mhm.
that's really cool. And if it's even if it's not though, as long as I have it pulled out one place, I can just find and replace in the main body and just replace it myself. Okay, neat. Big fan of that. OpenAI, Llama,
That's
Z4.
been noticeable. I like to use those models.
Yeah.
And one of my cheat codes, I like to send a prompt to multiple models at the same time,
Right.
with a gateway in front, and just so I can compare.
Right.
And yeah, and I noticed last week as I was doing stuff with the milestone, I noticed that these responses look different. So
Oh, yeah.
things are definitely moving.
Yeah. So then the recursive advisors, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around those, but it seems really cool. The ability for an advisor to like go back to the LLM, I think is, and then recurse back through the advisor.
We got a blog post.
Yeah, so there's a good
from
blog post from
Christian.
Christian on
Can we
this one.
can we read that one? Let's take a look.
Self-improving AI agents.
That's the MC Escher hand drawing itself as pattern. Okay, don't go so fast. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So starting with version 1.1.0 M4, Spring AI introduces recursive advisors, enabling looping through the advisor chain multiple times to support iterative workflows. So tool calling loops, executing multiple tools in a sequence where each tool's output informs the next decision. So is that like a monad, basically I pass in an input to an AI model, I get an output and I pass it into the next thing? Just mapping.
Yeah, I mean the diagram like shows what's happening. Like you make the request, comes through the recursive advisor, goes to the LLM, comes back, but then doesn't go all the way back in the response back to the user. It then can just keep looping in the advisor before it even goes back to the caller side.
Okay, so we've got.
So he lists some places where you can use this: tool calling loops, output validation, retry logic, evaluation flows, agentic loops. So yeah, we gotta dig in and play with this one.
There's
That's
a
gonna be a
follow-up
interesting talk.
blog from Christian that I put in the chat where he kind of does a blog post like, hey, here's an example, a reference implementation of using this capability and in that blog.
Oh wait, what is this one right here? Tool calling advisor. So we should look at that Christian blog in a second here. The tool calling advisor is implemented. Okay, this means that the tool calling requests and response flows opaque for the chat client advisors as it happens outside the advisor execution chain. Wait, so am I supposed to? Is this a 2-column layout inside of a blog, or what am I looking at here?
He's comparing, I think, the default tool calling versus the tool call advisor.
User-controlled tool execution. The tool implements the tool calling loop within the advisor chain, providing explicit control over tool execution rather than delegating to the internal model. Okay, so does that mean you can inform the timing and circumstances by which we call a tool, as opposed to just trusting the model to figure it out? Cool.
Is that what I'm saying?
We could actually experiment with this one and see what we could discover in a few minutes of live coding.
Well, we've got so much to cover. We do have so much to cover. Okay, and we've got so little time. We're down to our last 45 minutes or whatever. But that's amazing. We could definitely do another follow-up thing on this.
Oh, this is a cool one. Structured output validation advisor. So this is where you've said like, I want the output to be in this form, and maybe there's a chance that the LLM doesn't get it right and you don't actually comply to the schema that you gave it. And this would allow you to like take a parse error, send it back at the advisor level, send it back to the LLM and say, no, like fix this. You didn't get the schema right. And then the LLM would then fix it and send it back. And then you could just loop on that until you get it right.
First, Min went back in time and deployed to AI after watching our talk. Now he's gone forward in time and got ahead of this video
somehow
and knew exactly what we're going to talk about. Time traveler. Yeah. That is so cool.
For those
I mean, this is all like
is watching. We did. If you're watching on your phone on YouTube, you're going to see the vertical phone view. But this is our first time, so we're doing it both,
Yeah.
the vertical and the horizontal. I think if you turn your phone sideways, I think it'll work. But yeah,
Well, that's cool. We definitely got to dive into those recursive advisors.
So
the, this is not a trivial upgrade. There's tons of capabilities. Some might say it even feels like a 2.0 release. There's so much in it.
But that's not even, we have a 2.0 coming. It's, you know how we know? It's the number after 1.1.
And 1.1, we already know, we showed that earlier. 1.1 is the last release of the 1.0 line. And we can
Based
look
on
forward on
3.5x.
calendar.spring.io. We can see that 2 is targeted for February, right around the corner.
Nice. Tentative, no contracts here, okay?
No contracts, just according to what's on the thing, this is where it is. As of now, that's the target. Yeah.
You can't rush genius.
Cannot rush genius. And the thing is, everything else is changing so fast.
Yeah. Make it stop. Hey, you know what else is kind of weird? We got new provider integrations. Wait, Google's got another AI? They got to stop. It's too much. I don't know what's going on over there.
So our buddy Dan contributed that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Love that guy. Let's see. We got, what is the new one though? Native support for Gemini Pro, Gemini 1.5, and Gemini 2. Did we not support them before? Is it just new re-implementations based on a new SDK, or?
I wonder if it's not using like the OpenAI's API, if it's, you know, with the native support, if you have access to the rest of the API.
Cool.
Is my guess.
Very cool. 11 Labs, cool.
This is exciting for me. Like, this is a use case. This text to speech, that's a popular bucket.
Yep.
That'd be fun to play with.
Yeah.
So we got some enhanced model support for OpenAI, Anthropic.
Love to see that. Reasoning content access. Okay. Text to speech and transcription. Yeah. Mistral. Cool.
And ZipU AI. It's good stuff.
Have you used that?
I've never tried that model. Yeah. I wonder what its kind of specialty is. I don't know.
I feel like I have to try it now that it's in. If it's in the bag, I can try it.
Might as well try it. Yeah. Okay. Vector stores, chat memory, and observability. So we got vector store enhancements. Just looks like some good stuff there. Not any technology that I currently work with, but
filtering similarity searches. So I wonder if that Gemfire kind of has that Redis capability, the similarity search at the front. I'd be curious.
What's cool is in Spring AI, it's pretty agnostic, right, to the actual underlying provider. So so it's pretty easy to start, you know, like Josh and I show using PG Vector, and but if you want to swap that out for a different provider, like, should be trivial.
Use what's in the building, right? I think there's 17, maybe more now, vector stores that are available. And my advice is, like, use what you have access to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I got a long list of.
Some of them are purpose built. Some of them are your existing things.
That list has changed.
Yeah. It's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. And then chat memory storage options. So now you got some additional backend providers for that. That's good.
Oh, right on.
Love to see that. We've been using Postgres for our JDBC chat memory thing. It's nice that they've got Oracle and H2 and SQLite flavored versions now.
This one has been the popular topic, observability and monitoring. People want to see the stuff. They want to see the tool calling. They want to see the tokens that are being used, how they're being used. They want to see that. And the reasoning. That was, I think, a big ask when I looked at the
well, and this is what separates Java from so much of the rest of the ecosystem, is that observability comes first class. It's in the same breath as everything else. It has to be. You wouldn't go to production without it.
And cross-cutting, you know, it's like of course you want your observability to include your web, you know, interface to the thing, and then your LLM calls and your vector stuff, and, you know, all the things that your agent's going to do. Like, get it all into the same observability system.
Yeah. I love this.
Okay.
Single pane of glass.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about the community stuff for just a hot tick?
Yeah.
This is cool. Well, before we get to the MCP stuff, which is staring at us and it's begging us to
Yeah.
look at it, let's just quickly acknowledge this amazing stuff going on in this little satellite GitHub
yeah.
organization.
Yeah. The Spring AI community. So this is
Yeah.
cool. This is like a place for people to build their community oriented projects, things that aren't officially in Spring AI. So we're up to
Right.
12 repos there. That's exciting.
We might
One of
use
which
the word
is-
incubator, right?
Yeah,
Where, like, there's
incubator.
so much coming from the community that we kind of needed a place to store these projects. We didn't want them to
Sure,
stop.
Daniel's doing the Spring MCP, or the Spring MCP security.
Yep.
Yep, that's a huge story. Again, you wouldn't deploy without security, just like observability.
I love that the MCP annotations are kind of in this I don't know, detached area
Right.
from Spring AI, because somebody wanted a non-Spring MCP thing in
Yep.
Java, which doesn't make sense to me, but somebody wanted it, and so I built a little
Weird.
sample for them. But I was able to use this MCP annotations library in this non-Spring project and get the
Mhm.
same exact annotations as I
Right.
use in Spring. So that's cool.
Love this.
Dig that.
The agents
is-
and bench stuff.
Yeah, so that was in our DevOps talk where Mark talked
Right.
about these two projects, the Spring AI agents and Spring AI bench. And the agents are, they're more oriented at using Spring AI with AI code assistance as the agent that's kind of powering things. So rather than just talking direct to an LLM, you can put Spring AI like on top of Claude Code, or I don't know which other ones are.
Yeah, specifically the
because they have
CLIs,
different
right?
CLI.
Those
Exactly.
Claude
Yeah.
codes, the Geminis, the Codex, continue like all. So you can have this kind of wrapper abstraction over those CLIs. So yeah, it's a pattern that we've seen a lot of progress on.
Yeah.
But it's just slightly different.
And it's really, I mean, if you've got a directory full of files or a directory full of code or a directory full of whatever, that might be a lot easier rather than having to write all that IO code
Right.
and bring it into your Java program. Just let the CLI, just point the CLI to it and it'll figure it out and it can do great things there. So that's really, really cool. And it's like 4 or 5 different CLIs, I think, or maybe it's 3 or 4, one of those two. It's, the popular ones.
I think you hit on the main reason why you want to go down that path, because if I'm deploying MCP servers to some remote, I've then got to figure out how to get all of that context to that MCP server.
Yeah. Just bring the
This
MCP
way,
server to
yeah,
it.
those CLIs have access to your file system. They are handling that for you. That's one of the things that they're handling well.
Yeah. Yet another thing that you can build without ever having a web server. Life is good.
And then the benchmarking stuff, that's the way to be able to, like, I don't know, judge how things are doing with different prompts and given tasks. And it was interesting seeing what Mark was thinking about this, because it's definitely one of the challenging areas in the AI space is how do you know if the thing is doing what you want it to do? And so you need evaluation and benchmarks. And so
Yeah,
We did a talk at DevOps, and I hate to be that guy. Please go watch our talk. Dr. Mark Pollock, Christian Soloff, James Ward, and me, I'm Josh. We did a talk at DevOps Belgium just a few weeks ago, and Mark, I think it was the very last 15 minutes, did this amazing like tour de force review of the state of benchmarking in the AI space. And basically he said, look, most of these software engineering benchmarks using these AI code assisting tools are biased unnaturally towards both technology that was the state of the art several years ago and code that was written in Python, and that those high scores fall dramatically when they're put in an application with more modern sort of code and more Java code and other languages besides Python. And so it's not really a fair test if that's the case, right? So he wants to provide an actual sort of valuable way to benchmark these AI assistants. And so far, it looks really good.
And I think part of the goal with this is also helping the people that are training models be able to use these evaluations so that they know when they're doing model training and fine tuning and all that kind of stuff, that be able to get them better, right? So before they actually release a model. And so I think that's part of this project is ultimately getting to better models as well.
Yeah, huge. Oh, thank you. Yeah, put that on the.
That's the talk. I'm just not saying anything that happened to be on the most popular talks from DevVox Belgium 2025 list.
It was fun.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Despite James and me, it was good. Like it was Kristen and Dr. Pollock just carried us home. It was awesome.
We were just the entertainment. Those guys actually had knowledge.
I just came there to refill his water bottle and bring sir, your tea, sir. It was amazing. Anyway, so that's all really good. Now, it's even there. Yeah, that one. DevVox 2025.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. I think we've done.
Yeah, and there's some MCP contributions.
Yes. This is the stuff.
And this was a cool one. The
right.
Graham contributed the pulling out the connection to Jackson.
Yes.
From like the core of the MCP Java SDK, which is great. You know, like I use many different serialization technologies, and it's nice to be able to swap that piece. And so that was an awesome contribution.
That's good, not just for Graham's perspective, but it's also good for our, because remember, we have Jackson 2 and 3, and they're completely incompatible with each other, right? So even there, it's useful to have that. It's just a really great change.
Yeah.
Speaking of serialization, the hot topic for at least a week has been about Tune. James, I think I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been everywhere, all over my feed. So I'm like, okay, I've seen enough Tune. It's almost going on my like Twitter ban list, you know. It's like it's interesting, but I've seen enough. All that it is like a different way to serialize some data and give it to an LLM.
James has been hurt before, okay? he fell head over heels for Pickle, and I think he's just bitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm still.
No, I think it's interesting, and I in a LinkedIn conversation, I was like, actually, one of the potentially interesting things with this is something back from my Flex days that I learned about was the AMF format. Josh, you remember my AMF demo that showed how much better AMF was for serialization than JSON, and how much faster it was. And one of the reasons that the payloads were smaller is that in the payloads in AMF, they would have a reference table. And instead of just repeating, the same string over and over and over again in the data, you just have a reference table and you put the reference to the thing in the reference table, right? Like super trivial compression.
It'd be like 1, 2, 3, and then it just correlates to the table.
Yeah. Okay. And so I actually just today was experimenting with, could I actually do a reference table in Tune? And it seems like the LLMs actually understand reference tables basically. And so maybe that'll be a future way to further reduce the token usage with Tune would be through a reference table.
Or we could just bring back AMF. I think that was as good as it's gonna get,
You want to know one of the most fun and horrible things I ever did in life was to create a JavaScript implementation of AMF.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
The bad kind of JavaScript, not the good one.
Yeah, so we got some good contributions on the MCP Java SDK. Some from AWS there.
Cool to see. Look at that. People from banks too. Like we got big names out there.
Are you surprised that banks are using AI?
No, I'm surprised that they're sending really, really valuable pull requests in public, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. The world is. By the way, that's a Deutsche Bank. That's going to be in Europe. Yeah. They're probably using private models, and that's another thing you can do, right? You don't have to give up your notions of privacy and security and whatever for AI. It's not inherently a multi-tenant thing. It can be. It often is. It's very nice that way, but it doesn't have to be.
Have you guys used Apache Peko?
No, I don't even know what that is.
All right.
That's the Akka fork? Is that right?
Is it an Akka fork? I've always heard it paired to Akka. I didn't realize it was a fork.
Yeah, because Akka went closed source, and I think...
Oh, yep, it says right there.
Yeah.
It's a fork of Akka 2.6.
So wait, what is the context? What did I miss?
Oh, there was a contribution from somebody on the Pecco
Yeah,
team.
open source.
The-
Pekka, right
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
From
Oh yeah, look at that.
I at TypeSafe we did a lot of Akka. Obviously, this is like the company
Sure.
behind Akka, and
Yeah.
I just have not fallen in love with the actor model yet. But some people think it fits really well with the world of agents. So maybe the actor model will kind of finally have its heyday
Its day.
with agents.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
And it
Actually.
had
I mean,
its heyday
actually,
with like phone switches. Like that's where it all originated from. Was the Erlang folks creating reliable phone switches with the actor model.
And the
Well, so,
Erlang folks are saying the same thing. They feel like they're in the right spot for this whole agentic workflow for probably the same reasons. I've watched that.
The staged event-driven architecture SETA, like this is a thing we used to talk about, and the idea is that you have a complex process that you implement in terms of small composable steps that are connected through queues, right? And they're so the work hits the first processor, which does the work. It's stuck in that, and then it gets put in that queue, and it's staged. It's in that queue until the next processor can handle it. So you don't overwhelm the thing downstream. Until it'll drain that queue as fast as it can, but no faster. So you don't ever have anything getting knocked over. And you can build really resilient systems by decomposing big, long stateful things in terms of these little queues. I mean, does that sound familiar? Right, like that.
Yeah.
But the only difference is back then you had to like set up a message broker, and you had to set up like now that sounds like actors, and also it sounds like agents. It sounds like small little discrete agents that are communicating with each other in band, or out of band rather. Nothing new under the sun, I guess.
Yeah. So that's kind of the highlights on Spring AI 1.1.
So much. We're 45 minutes into this cartoon, and we still haven't gotten to the code. Like so much.
So of course this is available today in start.spring.io.
Today being the 14th of November, 2025. For those of you tuning in.
So like I don't know if we go add Bedrock Converse, go explore this thing. We'll see.
Wait, can you imagine? Do you think this content will be on the internet in 100 years? Like, can you imagine how frustrating that's going to be? Like, they're following a tutorial for AI, like, oh, this content's 100 years old. Oh, come on. We think it's bad enough now when you find a tutorial from like 5 years ago. Like, I can't use that. That's 5 years ago. Stack Overflow question from 2015. What? What about last century, 100 years ago? It's gonna be so annoying.
So Josh, I could show the Bedrock one, but there isn't anything new in this. I mean, we could use this one. Oh, actually, there is one thing new that I wanted to show, which was my contribution to Spring AI.
Okay.
Very trivial contribution, but I think a good one. Which can I show that one? Are we ready?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay. Like this code is the exact same as Spring AI 1.0. Nothing new and exciting here. It's like just our LLM inference thing, which we can go talk to a model and what did I ask it to do? It said say hello. Okay, so it's cool. The model can say hello. What am I using here? Nova Light. So that part's just everything that we're used to. But here's the cool part: is Bedrock recently added this way to create API tokens for Bedrock. So remember how it took us maybe a little bit of time to get auth set up for your machine so you can talk to your AWS with Spring AI.
Right.
So now there's a new way to do it. And it's just for Bedrock, but it's pretty cool. So you just go into the AWS console, and then you can go create short-term and long-term API keys. So I've already created a long-term API key, and this is just like a single key,
right.
like you're used to with other systems. And so I've already like copied that key into my config here, which you can't see the whole thing. So that's
secure, surely.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I'll go replace this bearer token after this with something else. But yeah, so that's it. Like you just set the AWS bearer token Bedrock, and boom.
Right.
So
nice.
that's how you can auth now into your LLM provider. Bedrock. So
that means it's just one less, just that many fewer speed bumps to to hit on your ascent. You know, like
And what was the path before?
It was a challenging path. So to set up your local developer machine with the tokens so that you can talk to AWS, it's a little tricky, and there's a few different ways to do it depending on how you do security in your AWS world, and like one of the ways is to set up a new role, and then you have to assign permissions to that role so they can talk to Bedrock, and then you have to create an API key for that role, and then they're like, you really should not ever create this API key to be a long-term API key. And as a developer, I'm like, just give me my token. I've got like my test AWS instance that I use, and has some controls around it. So so now it's just super easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's I don't know. There we could go into some of the new features like the recursive advisors and stuff here, but
I want to see we've got so little time. Let's focus on the MCP stuff.
Okay, let's go into MCP. Okay, so let's go to just our like hello world MCP server. So I'm using, let's see, which one? The Spring AI Starter MCP server WebFlux here, and of course with Spring AI 1.1. Oh, I gotta fix this. That's not there's a better way to put this thing in here. Which I use Gradle a lot. You use Maven a lot, and that's okay. We can be friends. But in the Gradle world, we just say platform. Oh, geez, gotta get that out. Okay. Okay, so that's the way that we can do our POM import thing. So that's better, right?
Wow.
Okay, so that's that. Let's reload that, make sure that all works. We've got our dependencies that we need. Then let's go to the config. Now we have support for the Streamable HTTP protocol in MCP, and that has a variation on it called stateless. And the stateless one scales horizontally much easier than even the normal Streamable HTTP. And it's just like two little variations on how the actual protocol when you talk to the MCP works. But one of the downsides of stateless is that there are stateful things in MCP that you can't do when you're in stateless mode. So for example, there's a new feature called elicitations that maybe I'll show in a minute. That's not available in the stateless mode. So there's some trade-offs to that. So
I mean, that's okay.
If
you know what you need, then it'll make sense,
Yeah.
Okay, here's my MCP server. And this one's using my example of an employee like database MCP server.
I just had a five brain thought. What's MCP?
Oh, Model Context Protocol. So this is what are we doing? This is just a standard way to have functionality weaved into your AI agent. So your AI agent could be your code assistant, could be Claude.ai, could be your own agent that you've built. If you want to like have an external system that is able to be used from that agent, and MCP standardizes the interaction models for how you do that. A lot of developers are using MCP in their AI code assistants, and they're using the standard IO transport to talk to those. So they have to like fork a process and then communicate over standard IO to that process. And for coding assistants, that's okay. But in the world of like enterprise software, we have our agent. It's going to likely integrate with many different MCP servers out there that maybe some we've built, some our vendors are providing, some off the shelf, whatever. So you've got all these different MCP servers, and you can just plug those into your agent through MCP.
Love it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the highlights in this particular example is the new annotations at MCP tool. So remember, Josh, in our example, we show like, okay, let's add a local tool to our agent, and that's using an @tool annotation. And then we create the MCP server, and you just copy and paste the code. I know it's horrible. We copy and paste the code over into the MCP server project, and that @tool stays the same because you can drive an MCP server with @tool. But there's now the new MCP specific annotations, which add some additional functionality that's available in MCP, but not, in a local tool. Wouldn't make sense in a local tool sense. So
Love this. Cool. So
Yeah.
this is, so we don't have to do the method tool callback provider.
This is on my server, and let's see. No, this is it. This is all I need.
Yeah,
There's
no-
no
No need to like designate them.
easier now. You just add your tools. Done.
Then,
One of the new features in MCP and in the Spring AI 1.1 release is output schemas. This particular example uses output schemas. And let's just start this thing up so that we can see. Sure, I don't think I'm running.
hey.
anything else. Let's run
somebody
this
wrote a
one.
blog.
So I'll start up my MCP server, and
Can you
then
do me a favor?
yes.
Hit enter before line 16.
Oh, you really like that?
Oh, thank you.
That looks so much better. Oh, look, and the AI is like, do you want some?
You want me to fill this in? No, leave me alone. I want to have a space. It's free, I can just
Give me some space, man.
Can I just have an inch, please?
Okay, so my MCP server is running now, and it's using that Stringable HTTP protocol. So let's go connect to it. So here in the MCP inspector, which is just the easy way to debug these MCP servers, you can specify the transport. Yeah.
Where does somebody get a hold of that?
It's just in nodes. You just say like npx, I don't know, whatever.
The bad JavaScript. Rears is okay.
Actually,
Head again.
Let me show you.
Yeah,
Actually, I've got an alias because I run this thing so much. How do I see my aliases? They're in my Nix configuration and
Nix, by the way.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Where-
Anyways,
But
yeah,
we
it's
can
just
do
an
this.
npx something, and
Yeah.
actually, let's go to their GitHub because it's right on the page.
I put the link from the MCP
Yeah,
site.
there it is. That's it. That's how you start up. That's how you start up the MCP inspector.
So nice. npx at model
Okay.
dash inspector.
So we got our transport. We're going to use Streamable HTTP. We're going to connect to localhost 8080/MCP and hit connect. So when we've got this like history that shows me the actual messages that are going back and forth between my MCP server and the inspector. So there was an initialized message, and this is where you get the chance to like see what the server can do, tell the server the things that you can do, and then there allegedly is some opportunity for negotiation, which I think is still kind of unclear how that should work. But yeah, so there's the initialize phase, and actually, I think technically you don't need to call the initialize in the stateless mode, but we call it anyway. That's just standard. Okay, then tools. I only have tools in this. I don't have resources, prompts, or other things in this one, but we can list our tools. We can say get skills. And then, you can see here that it knows the output schema of that tool call. And so this is optional because you're going to use more tokens, by putting the output schema in. Input schemas were always required, but now output schemas are optional. So we can see like, all right, this is going to output an array of strings is the output schema.
And you can define that output schema?
It gets automatically created. So let's go back to the code. So when I say on that MCP tool annotation, when I say generate output schema true, that takes my return type, which is employee skills. Employee skills is just a data class that has skills, and those are a set of string. So automatically for us in Spring AI, it does all the schema stuff for us, which is awesome.
That seems kind of nice.
That's so good.
Great.
By the by, I wanted to register. I just tested this on the old iPad and the iPhone. We're getting the vertical even on horizontal landscape mode on the iPad, but on the desktop, if I'm in a full-blown Mac OS thing, it's horizontal. That works correctly. But and then the iPhone, it doesn't switch if I switch sideways. It just stays vertical, which is interesting.
Let me see what I can do to.
Anywho, sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run this tool. And so we can see, all right, now that made a tool call. So that went over to my MCP server and said get skills is the tool that it's calling. And then we see the response come back and it's like, form there. But then, of course, MCP inspector gives us a nice way to see all those. So
Right
And then this one is one that has inputs, so we can get the employees with skill Java and run it. And then we see, all right, here's my employees that have the Java skill. So yeah, so that's our like basic MCP server there with Streamable HTTP, Spring AI 1.1, the latest MCP SDK, Java MCP SDK.
So the Streamable is good if you have multiple nodes and you want to like load balance, and a client can connect to either one.
The servers and events one is deprecated, so you want to use Streamable HTTP because that's the way to do things now with MCP. But then in Streamable, you can either pick the stateless version of it or the stateful version. And there's if we go on to the next demo, I'll show you some of the stateful ones that aren't possible with the stateless one. But yeah, essentially at this point, like all MCP servers, if you're building them now, should use Streamable HTTP.
Is that the default?
I don't think it is actually. I think maybe servers and events is. Can we go see what the default is somewhere in here?
We can do it by go back to your application.
Maybe if I do it here, then yeah, see servers and events still the default. I'll have to ask Christian why we didn't flip that, but yeah, there's your 3 options.
Nice. Love that.
Yep.
Well, already it's a win, and it's not hard to upgrade. This is conceptually very similar to what we had before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of our friends on Twitter just asked like how do I get started with building an MCP server with Spring AI? Like that's it. Like you run your app, add your MCP tools, and you're done. And an MCP tool is just a function that optionally takes parameters if you want it to and returns some data. And you can add in some other things into here, like there's MCP annotations you can add in here. There's some other metadata and stuff, but yeah.
Sign me up.
So yeah, that's our basic one. Should we go on to more advanced ones? Do we still have time?
We have we've got a little bit. Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
I need to bounce in 20 minutes or so, but
cool.
This is
okay.
Awesome.
This is also on Spring AI 1.1, and this is like the more advanced one. Can't. Oh, you know what? I bet it's still shutting down. It takes a moment to shut down because it's like it does like a graceful shutdown.
You can set that to be immediate if you want. Don't do that. Audience, you shouldn't do that. But we, as people who are constantly starting stuff for demos, we should definitely do that. So you go to shutdown.graceful equals immediate, I think, in the properties.
In the Spring application properties?
Yeah, you go to application.properties.
Okay.
And there's like a shutdown something.
Yeah.
I think this long stack trace is telling me client failed initialized by explicit API call. Where do I get my?
By the way, James and Maximilian, you did just an amazing.
I'm running the. Yeah, this is from that deep dive at Devoxx. Right. I'm running the wrong application. That's why it's not. So this particular sample has the client side because MCPs can have a client. Well, usually you have your agent as a client, but you can build your own custom client as well. And then you have the server side, and I've been running the client side. So I was trying to connect to my server and like denied. So let's run the right one.
And you wrote this one in Java. A man of many languages.
It's
polyglot.
I'm polyglot.
I'm a polyglotness.
Okay, so there's a few interesting things we can show in this one that are new in Spring AI 1.1. You've seen all the basic tools, the output schemas, parameters, those sorts of things. But here's some new things that you can do. One is notifications. So you can send both login notifications and progress notifications. And these go from the MCP server to the MCP client. And so with my server running, let's go reconnect. And then let's go clear my tools, list my tools. Okay, let's see. This one was subtraction, my subtraction tool. It uses the MCP Sync Server Exchange. Oh, and I should point out this one's on Streamable, so not the stateless, but on the Streamable HTTP. So stateful. So, and I think that like the notifications thing requires state, but maybe not 100% of the time or something. Not sure how that works. There's some, okay, here we go. Subtract. Let's say 4 minus 2.
Yeah.
But here's the cool thing is that we did get a server notification that pops up here in the bottom right in MCP Inspector. And so we can send these log messages down to the client. So that's cool. But then we can also do progress notifications. So let's see which one does progress. Divide does progress. So let's go divide two numbers. 6 divided by 2. Argument type mismatch.
But we have types, sir. We have types.
What did I do wrong? I should have sent a progress notification. What's my schema?
I'm proud of you for not doing
Right.
6 in the obvious next number.
Let's see.
We were all thinking it.
Maybe
Yeah.
I found a bug. I don't know. Or maybe it's a bug in my code.
Well, I mean, what?
Let's see. Divide two numbers. Input schema takes an X, which is an integer, and a Y that's an integer. I should be happy.
Is it a
Right.
bug in the MCP Inspector?
I don't know. Let's try again. 6 divided by 2. It seems like that should work.
Wait, what's happening in the Java code?
Let's go see.
I'm scared. Can you put a breakpoint? Does it even call that? Or
Int X, Y.
oh, do you need MCP params or something like that?
You shouldn't need it. I don't know. I probably screwed up something. I'll have to take a look.
Try. Just
Try to debug it right now.
No, just try putting in an MCP. Is there a param annotation?
Oh, you know what? It's probably something with this progress token.
Um,
We can try that, but I think it's actually has something to do with this part, not
okay,
with,
never
not
mind then.
with the X and Y. I'll
Whatever.
investigate. But anyways, we should be able to send progress notifications.
Yeah.
It may be that the inspector is not sending the progress or the progress token correctly or something. Because this works on my own client. It works fine.
Okay. Oh, so it does work. So it's consistent within itself at least.
Yeah, so it might be a problem with the MCP Inspector.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
Yeah, we're gonna say that. Yeah, because let's see. We've got a way to handle progress notifications here on my client side. That's how you do it from the MCP client. And let's give that a try. If I try to run that thing, let's see if we see a progress notification in the output. There's a lot of output. Progress. Yeah, see, now we get the progress. So,
Now we're cooking.
yeah, so it works there.
This is a bit of a contrived example. Yeah, hopefully you don't need progress to determine his division. But
Right. Yes.
but maybe Fibonacci,
it's
that might be useful.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's see. Skip the async one. This one is using a new feature of MCP. So this is new in Spring 1.1, which is called elicitations. So with elicitations, it allows us to have the MCP server ask the client for more information. So if you always need the information, you're going to put that into the input parameters, which is when random doesn't have any input parameters for calling the MCP. But let's say that you fetch a record from the database. The example I like to use here is you're an airline, you've got your MCP server, somebody's booking a flight. Maybe in their profile, they have a seat preference. Maybe that's empty. And so when you go to book a flight for them on your MCP tool and you realize their profile doesn't have a seat preference, then you maybe want to trigger an elicitation to ask the user for that additional data. And so that's how we're going to create an elicitation. And in this particular example, I wanted to show that you only are going to use elicitations if it's data you need sometimes, based on some system. So randomly, I choose whether or not to elicit a random user from a random number from the user. So let's go try this one and see if this one succeeds.
Did it make you feel bad having to do integer number equals null?
So, yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Mutability. I thought about
Remember?
mutability because that's my style. But
What do you do
okay,
in Java?
so okay, I got an elicitation first try, so now we get to put in a random number, and so you see that the inspector has UI to like handle the elicitation request,
Right.
fill in that, and so that essentially like blocked. So when we did the elicitation request, we were blocked waiting for the user to then fill in that data, and then once they did, then we continued on down here. So
wow, I wonder how that's done behind the scenes. Does it actually block? Is it like a non-blocking example where virtual threads might be super useful, or what? Like,
yeah, we'll have to look at how that was actually implemented, but yeah.
That's the demo,
Okay.
right?
Human in the loop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and I actually need to update the sample because Christian, when he saw this code, he was like, "Oh, it's really unfortunate you have to create that schema manually, and wouldn't it be great if we could create the schema for you?" And he actually added that, so I got to actually update this code
I love the team, man. I love our team so much.
to the new schema-oriented automatic schema stuff within elicitations. Yeah.
Well, this is great. I mean, this is the full MCP spec as it exists today.
Yeah. And then there's a few other things in the spec that are covered with Spring AI. One of them is a sampling request, which do we have time to go into sampling?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's resources and prompts. So I don't know if we'll get through all of it, but sampling is kind of cool. And a lot of this stuff like isn't widely used yet, but it's in the MCP specification, and as the implementations start to add support for this, I think we'll start to see it used more and more. So look forward to, now that Spring AI has all those capabilities, hopefully we'll see kind of more broad support for these kinds of things like sampling. So sampling, what it allows us to do is, let's say that the agent calls our MCP server, calls a tool, and that tool actually needs to use an LLM.
Right.
So the tool our MCP server could have an LLM hooked to it, and you can do that. There's nothing wrong with going that way. But there's another way to do it where the MCP server can essentially say, "Hey, I know that I was probably called from something with an LLM, so I want you to take this prompt that I'm going to give you, run it through your LLM, so over on the agent side, and then give me the result back." And so that's what sampling is for. So what we can do is create a sampling request, and we're essentially just like sending a message over to the MCP client or agent. And because in the MCP inspector usage, I don't have an LLM here, it gives us a little UI to simulate exactly this flow. So my tool is Loud Joke. So I should be able to run Loud Joke. Oh, oh no!
Not again, MCP.
Another thing. I know, having issues. This is the software that's 2 days old. I haven't found all my bugs yet. So that should do the whole flow where it sends it, but invalid type number, undefined params.
I mean, to be fair, the Spring AI. And the MCP stuff is driven by Christian Solov, who's also the lead of the Java SDK for MCP. So we are, by definition, on the very cutting edge of the latest and the greatest. And so it's not surprising that tools like MCP Inspector would be just a bit of a laggard.
Yeah, there's a new version. 0.17.3 is out. It probably fixes all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try.
So fun.
Let's launch the new version.
What a variable. Did you see that?
What?
Go dangerously omit auth. I'm going to name everything with dangerously.
Yeah, I think, they noticed that people were hijacking people's MCP servers when they're running the inspector or something. And so they added this, which I think this is exactly what, what's the pattern in Web UI with a CORS token kind of? No, not CORS.
SPA.
Cross-site request forgery token.
Yeah, CSRF.
Right. Yeah. So I think this is just an alternative to doing that. It's like have a token that.
What did you do to upgrade? Why didn't it get the?
I didn't upgrade. I don't know.
You should.
I know. I don't know how.
MPX 7 17.3 came out yesterday. Like you should
Can
be
you
able to
install
run
it
this.
again? Somebody from the bad JavaScript world, help us.
I do not know how to use these
Help
node
us.
tools.
Isn't it just like npx update or something like that?
I've JavaScripted it. I can't get up.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it to upgrade.
Okay, I'm
like-
gonna ask an AI. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, npx update. I don't know
Doobie-doobie-doo.
because I'm
But
not
see,
even in a node project here. I'm just like running npx. There's some global cache
Oh.
of.
This is a
NPX.
great comment.
Oh, you know what? There's probably a way to specify a version.
So do npm update. No, that's gonna wait.
No, I'm not even in a project here though.
No, you're right.
There's like-
npx.
There's some way to specify.
Can you reinstall it? npx install blah.
I'm not even in a node project.
I mean, do what you did before. How did you install it the first time?
You don't even need to be in a project. You just run.
Why not? So,
MCP inspector upgrade npx.
oh yeah.
What?
Is that right?
Oh wait, it's even saying no matching version found. I specified a version.
Huh.
Let's see. npm.
Oh, can you do npm install blah at latest?
Let's just check and see if npm even has the version.
Oh, maybe that's it. It just came out yesterday. Maybe npm doesn't have it yet.
Oh yeah, see, npm still has 17.2
There you go.
from 23 days ago.
See, we thought we were like way past, way past respectable, waiting 2 whole days to talk about this. On the Java community, we can't. I mean, things move too quickly to wait 2 days. And here's the bad JavaScript community
Well,
holding everything back.
They've taken some bruises lately.
Yeah.
They've taken some hits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna investigate further, but
Yeah, well, whatever. But we get the idea, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool.
yeah, sampling. Okay, and then
it's
there's resources
forward.
and prompts. So all the stuff that you could
We had that in
possibly
one.
want to do in MCP.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few new things in here. Like we can, I don't know, read resources and get prompts.
Resources.
There's the prompt. See that little pop-up menu there?
Yeah.
Nice.
That comes from what's called a completion. So of course, Spring AI allows you to specify your way to generate those completions. And there's completions for both
Nice.
resources and for prompts. So yeah,
Wow.
so that's like our little run through on new MCP stuff.
I mean, this is a whole new. Remember, 1.0 came out in May 20th of Spring AI. This whole specification was it didn't exist as far as anybody knew about a year ago, and now here we have this incredible like programming model, and we've got security sort of here, and it's kind of getting better by the minute, and just an incredible time to be a developer.
Yeah.
It's so good. So
The
good.
thing that we just did, the completions, that's where I'm stuck. That is that's where my head's spinning. As
Wow.
we're building more and more tools, right?
Mhm.
With this back and forth. Yeah, that's a pretty thing. I can do a lot of things with those types of guardrails. Like these are your options.
So in prompts, most of the AI code assistants now have support for prompts. So if you're building an MCP server for a code assistant, then you get some way in the code assistant to like list the prompts, tab complete the prompts.
Yeah.
And then the completions are like the parameters to prompts or parameters to resources. And so those, let's say that you have a prompt that, take a name or something as a parameter.
Yep.
And you want to be able to fetch that list of possible names from a database. That's where you would plug the completions in
Yep.
for that parameter on the prompt.
So good. That was great.
This is fantastic.
Thank you, James, for pulling that
Anytime.
demo together for us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I'll get my bugs fixed or figure out who to blame.
Gentlemen, have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Good luck with the rest of your day.
Thank you. You
And
too.
yeah, all the things. Good luck.
All the things.
I'll be thinking about the elf on the shelf stuff. Like
Yeah. My
That's
kids
where
are
my head's at,
selling
but
some Elf on
yeah.
the Shelf accessories tomorrow.
Oh.
3D printed
Nice.
ones. The cutest ones were the skis. They printed 3D printed little skis for their Elf on the Shelf to wear.
I'm gonna go talk to my kids about the exact same thing.
Right.
Like, wouldn't this be cool? But quietly, because we still have some in the house.
Yeah. And Josh, I'll see you on Sunday night or Monday because we're going to
Monday
do
night.
an all-day workshop at AI by the Bay on Monday.
Right. And by the way,
through
if
Spring
it's watching-
AI and Babel, all the good
right,
things.
that'll be here in San Francisco. But then you can see us at the Garden State Jug in New Jersey, and the New York Java SIG in New York City, and at the AI Native DevCon in
All next week, Tuesday and
New
Wednesday.
York City.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then of course I'll be back in San Francisco at QCon on Friday. So if you're, and I'm doing a workshop there, so come say hi if you're in either of these 2 cities at either side of the country.
Fantastic.
It's going to be
Deshaun,
good.
All right.
James.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks everybody. Bye.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Take care.